Hello and welcome to I24 News Sports Daily Magazine with all the latest scores and stories from around the world. Thursday evening, the weekend is almost here, and these are the headlines. The US and Canada are back on the ice, the Canadians winning again. Following their sweep in the 500-meter speed skate, the Netherlands also takes hold of the double distance. If there are 5 defenders around and it still goes in, it's probably Leo Messi. The Argentine takes Barca to the final of the Spanish Cup with another Clasico on the way against Real Madrid. Stephen Curry did everything he could to lead Golden State to victory. There was only one problem: LeBron James was on the other side, and the Heat walk out victorious. And we go back to the top 5 moments of the past week. Giovanni Dos Santos does it on the pitch. Camille Stoch wins on the slopes. But who is the number 1? Hello again, and thank you for joining us. We are live from the Jaffa Port. It was a busy night of European football with Premier League action and domestic cups being played. We have all the stories coming up. But first, it's time for Sochi. Here are some of the highlights of the Winter Olympics from the past 24 hours. The United States and Canadian women's hockey teams were the finalists back in the 2010 Vancouver Games, and the two met once again, this time in Sochi. The Canadians held a 3-1 lead with 2 goals by birthday girl Megan Agosta. Canada were the winners back in 2010, and they edged this one again, beating the US 3-2. Don't be surprised if we see these two meeting again in the knockout stages. Just this Monday, the Netherlands dominated the 500-meter men's speed skating, with all 3 medalists representing their orange country. This time, the 1,000-meter race, there were only 2 Dutchmen on the podium. Stefan Groothuis prevailed as the winner ahead of Canada's Danny Morrison. Michael Mulder, the 500-meter champion, came in only 3rd this time. Holland is by far the dominant force in the sport. 15 medals have been awarded so far in speed skating. 10 of them were painted in orange. And off to the women's halfpipe snowboarding final. The Americans had a sore defeat on the men's side, with top favorite Shaun White failing to win a medal, but Caitlin Ferryton was on the top of her game, showing some of her aerial maneuvers and claiming her first Olympic gold, beating former Olympic champions Australian Tora Bright and US teammate Kelly Clark. Ferryton sealed it with a kiss and a top spot on the podium. And here's a look at the medal table. Germany leading with 6 gold medals. The overall leader is Norway with 13 medals, and 4 of them being gold. Next is the US with 12 medals, followed by Canada and the Netherlands with 10. All of the Dutch medals, as we just mentioned, coming in speed skating. The press talks a lot about Sochi. It's pretty big for Winter Olympics, though the headlines are mostly not about sports, but other issues. And here with us to take a look at how the international press is covering the games is I24 News correspondent Merav Savir. Hi, Merav.
Hi, Jonathan.
Merav, there's a big sporting event taking place, but it's all Putin.
It's all Putin. I don't think we've ever heard this much talk surrounding the leader. I think the last time we even heard a leader talking about in the Olympics is back in 2012 when the Queen pretended to skydive with 007.
Yeah, nice. And we spoke about it for 2 days, and then it was over.
Yeah, and everybody enjoyed that. This time we're talking about Putin, and it's not in as much a positive light. And we're going to take a look at these Anglo-Saxon newspapers, because the difference coming out of the United States and coming out of France. Anglo-Saxon newspapers, The Economist and The New Yorker, they're showing Putin in a much funnier light. You know, we're used to seeing him.
This was the fisherman, the boxing, the
yes,
judo. He killed tigers
Putin.
and bears.
He's the manly Putin that you always see with his shirt off, hunting, horseback riding. Not that we always want to see that, but we do. And all of a sudden, they're portraying him as a figure skater, which is a much more feminine thing for him. And it's kind of poking fun of him. You know, he's not as manly as you think. And look at him, he's not as tough guy as you may see everywhere else.
Yeah, but they're not messing with him either, that's for sure.
No one's messing with him, apparently. But then you look at the way the French newspapers are portraying him. We're starting with a Nouvel Observateur, where they're showing him as scary. And it's very reminiscent of the O.J. Simpson Time cover, where it's dark and it's a scary figure to look at. And Liberation, the same thing, the different sides of Putin, even going as far as calling him Tsar Putin, which is a very scary word to use, especially his dictatorship and the anti-gay propaganda laws and everything coming out of Russia that's human rights based.
One thing though, I'm not so sure. I think he likes it. He has no problem with Western newspapers calling him, maybe not Tsar, but dictator. I think is fine with it.
There's a little bit of a villainization there, but he's also taking advantage of it. He likes being seen as this manly guy that everybody should fear, and you see that both in his politics and even in Sochi, where everything, even though it's negative, he's still using and he's still pushing Russia to this spotlight.
Now, one other thing, there are a lot of rumors running around in Sochi. First, let's say temperature today was 17 degrees, sunny skies. To forecast for tomorrow is 19. That's hotter than the London Olympics in summer. Is the snow about to melt, as everyone says in Sochi?
Well, it's a good thing because they have a little bit of snow in storage that they can pull out if they need it. The weather isn't much of a rumor. We can see it. We see pictures of people tanning on the grass, going swimming.
Russia in winter. Russia in winter. They're in the ocean.
It's like Tel Aviv in winter. And you see them, there are these pictures, and journalists joking around that the sport of the day is actually swimming because everybody's in the lake. And it's a problem because athletes are coming out and saying, you know, this isn't the right snow, this isn't a temperature, this isn't the texture, it's not right for us. And could this actually affect their performance? It's something what we may only be able to speculate about.
And one other thing, Russia won the team figure skating. The U.S. did not have their strongest competitors. They said they were protecting their legs for the individual competition. Is there something more fishy about that?
Well, Liberation from France is actually pushing this is the juicier rumors, that there is a cheating going on and that it's Russia and the United States combining forces. And basically
combining forces.
Okay. The one time you'll see Russia and the United States agree on something to work, if this is true. And it's Russia and the U.S. basically saying, okay, so we're going to let Russia, the U.S. is going to let Russia win the skating, but Russia's going to let the U.S. win the dancing. And that way they each get a little bit of a share of the gold.
You'll have that.
And of course, the Russians are very infuriated with these accusations, and the Americans are saying, this isn't true. But we may see. This may come out that it's true, and there's always some kind of scandal.
A lot of interesting stuff in Sochi. Mirav Savir, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Now to football and to the Spanish Cup, and if you're a fan of the Clasico, we have some good news. One more of the giant Real Madrid-Barcelona clash is scheduled for the final of the Copa del Rey on April the 19th. We were waiting for the good old Leo Messi to be back ever since he returned from injury. We can officially declare the wait is over. He was once again back to shaking 5 defenders on the way to the net to put Barcelona on top in their game away against Real Sociedad. Barcelona came into this match with a 2-0 lead from the first game at the Camp Nou, and they cooled down after scoring the first goal here. Sociedad was the better team in the second half. It didn't help them qualify, but they did walk away with a goal. 1-0 was the final score here. Barca wins 3-1 in aggregate. Any hopes Atletico Madrid had of recovering from the 3-0 loss to Real Madrid in the first leg were quickly shattered. It took Cristiano Ronaldo less than 7 minutes to score from the first one from the spot, despite the goalkeeper guessing the corner. The few supporters in white in the stands of the Vicente Calderón were given more reasons for joy just 10 minutes later. This time Gareth Bale is brought down in the area. Ronaldo chooses the same corner again. A very easy 5-0 aggregate win for the Merengues. Now we turn to England and the Premier League, where Arsenal missed out on their chance to return to the top following their goalless draw with Manchester United. The good news for the Gunners, after 2 miserable games, they're still very strong in the race, and manager Arsene Wenger prefers to look at the bright side of things.
We missed an opportunity to go top of the league again, but the point keeps us in the race, and we had 2 difficult games just now, Liverpool and Man United, and from now on it's important that we come back and win again our games.
I see it as a really positive result. I see it as a hard place to come. No, Arsenal are a good team. They've had a great season up to now. So I saw it as a hard game, but if you'd said to me at the start of the season, if I took 4 points off Arsenal, would I be quite happy? I don't think I'd have been too disappointed with it.
A crazy match in Fulham, where Liverpool were about to lose 2 points, but a Steven Gerrard penalty in stoppage time sends the Merseysiders home with the 3 points. Tottenham continue their good streak with an impressive 4-0 win in Newcastle. Manchester City's match against Sunderland and Everton's meeting with Crystal Palace were postponed due to bad weather. Chelsea are still first, just a point over Arsenal and 3 points above Manchester City, but the citizens with a game in hand. Look at Liverpool. Their championship hopes seemed all but gone a few weeks ago. Now they're only 4 points away, and with Luis Suarez and Daniel Sturridge in their squad, anything is possible. There was midweek action also in Germany with the quarterfinal of the German Cup. Borussia Dortmund qualified to the semis on Tuesday. 3 more teams joined them last night. Holders Bayern Munich traveled to Hamburg, and whether it's home or away, league or cup, no one is able to stop the Bavarian machine. They make it look so easy. Midway through the first half, they were already 2 up, as the local defense simply looks desperate. More to come after the break. Arjen Robben is back from injury and back to goal-scoring form, and now it was time for the Mario Mandzukic show. The Croatian scored the first goal early on and added 2 more late ones. He's always at the right place to add the touch. Bayern Munich easily cruising to the semi-final. Don't be surprised if we see them winning every possible trophy once again. Wolfsburg never won this title. Now they're just 2 games away, but they had to suffer in their quarterfinal match away against Hoffenheim. They took the lead with a penalty, but Hoffenheim equalizes. Robert Firmino's shot is deflected in. Right before the break, another penalty for the visitors. Ricardo Rodriguez did it the first time. He does it also the second time. Second half, Dutch forward Bas Dost scores from close range to make it 3-1. The home team had one more reply, but it wasn't enough. Wolfsburg win 3-2. The biggest surprise of the evening came from second league Kaiserslautern, who beat Leverkusen 1-0 in extra time. Leverkusen is second in the Bundesliga, but any hope of a cup is now gone. Now to the NBA, where the All-Star break is almost here, and we had quite an All-Star display in Oakland, California, where Golden State was hosting Miami. Dwayne Wade was out due to injury, but LeBron James on one side and Stephen Curry on the other went on a showdown, displaying some of the best in their arsenal. King James running the fast break and finishing with a power jam to put Miami up early on. He can also shoot from outside. LeBron was 4 of 8 from downtown, and the Heat are up by 8 after the first period. The Warriors did everything they could to stop him, but no good. Another explosive performance for LeBron with 36 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists, and we'll get back to him a bit later. Now it's time for the Curry Show. The Warriors' point guard was 4-4 from behind the arc, carrying Golden State back to the game. It remained very close throughout the final period, and now we go down to the wire. Curry with a 3-point play, giving the home team a 2-point lead with 14 seconds to go, and you just knew who will take the final shot of the Heat. LeBron James taking it, nailing it. Miami winning 111-110. Now it's time to look back at the top 5 moments of the week that is ending. Here we go. In 80 years of Winter Olympics, Poland achieved just 2 gold medals. Italy already doubled in the Sochi Olympics. Our number 5 goes to one of the Poles winning gold this time, ski jumper Kamil Stoch with a very impressive jump, claiming his top spot on the podium. Villarreal's visit to the Bernabeu was not very pleasant. The Yellow Submarine lost 4-2 to Real Madrid, but they get our number 4 for the most beautiful goal of the match, a perfect free kick by Giovanni Dos Santos. At least they took something from the visit to the Spanish capital. Everyone was expecting Shaun White to take another gold medal in the snowboard halfpipe, but that little mishap was enough to throw him out of the podium. Number 3 goes to the iPod, Yuri Podlachikov, who put on a beautiful display to carry him to gold. Where was White, you ask? He only finished 4th. We just saw LeBron James winning a game with a 3-point buzzer beater. He can surely compete in the 3-point contest, and with these kind of displays, maybe it's a shame we will not see him in the slam dunk contest in All-Star Weekend. LeBron takes our number 2 for his practice display. Kevin Durant, you've got quite a fight coming up for the MVP. And our number 1 this week goes to the Mulder boys. Twins Michael and Ronald winning gold and bronze in the 500-meter speed skate. Surely mom and dad are very proud home in the Netherlands. The Mulder twins are the first to be together on a Winter Olympic podium since 1984. Finish today's show with David Beckham, who traveled to the Philippines, paying a visit to the storm-devastated city of Tacloban in his role as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Tacloban was ravaged last November by Typhoon Haiyan, causing more than 6,000 deaths in the central Philippine city, with many victims remaining homeless since then. Beckham visited families who have been living in tents and was touched to see the typhoon's impact on the local community. And that's it for us today. Thank you for being with us. We remind you that you can catch us anytime on our website at i24news.tv. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. Don't forget to watch our special edition, our special weekend edition, with the best stories and analysis of the Sochi Winter Olympics. We wish you a great weekend. Bye-bye.